So, hello all. Welcome to this series where we are talking to some passionate IPL fans and trying to understand their motivation, that why they are so motivated or why they are so passionate to follow a particular IPL franchise. So, in this series today, we have our special guest Shon, who is a passionate fan of Delhi Daredevils and Delhi Capitals, and he has been so passionate that he followed Delhi Capitals or Delhi Daredevils, even that even the fact that they didn't win a single IPL title. So we will understand that why, what is the reason that whether performance matters to him or not. But before any further delay, I would like to ask Shon to introduce himself to our audience.
Well, I'm Shon. I'm from Delhi only, although my family's been from Punjab. I've been following Delhi Daredevils from 2008, the beginning of IPL. My favorite player is MS Dhoni, but still, I prefer to support Delhi because I'm just from Delhi and it's my regional area.
Right, right. So your answer actually kind of probed me to ask you two questions. So first is that
Okay.
since you are from Punjab, so why didn't you support Kings XI Punjab from beginning? Why did you start supporting Delhi Daredevils? Is there any specific reason?
To answer the question, I just said my family's background is from Punjab, but I was just born and brought up in Delhi only. So I've been supporting Delhi for before IPL. There was another league of India cricket. There was a team in Delhi which was captained by Marwan Attapattu, I guess.
Yeah.
So I've been seeing those matches too. So I just saw one match of Marwan Attapattu leading the side from the front, and I was just a fan of Delhi, named Delhi at that time, and just IPL followed it in 2000. That was in 2007, and IPL came in 2008.
Eight.
So I
Yes.
just came to Delhi for that.
Yeah. And the second question is, since you mentioned MS Dhoni, so it becomes quite obvious that I should ask you that since MS Dhoni, one of the legends of Indian T20 cricket, at that point in time when he was leading Chennai Super Kings, so as a passionate cricket fan, why didn't you follow Chennai Super Kings? So was it your
I
second
know
favorite
that MS Dhoni
franchise?
is a
Yeah.
legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Chennai is my second favorite. Uh, there's a little gap. Just Delhi and Chennai are kind of my both are my favorites, but Chennai is second favorite. Uh, Basically because of Dhoni and Suresh Raina. I'm a fan of both of them. I like the way he leads the team from front. Captain Cool. I just like that.
Right, right. So now, since you mentioned that you like Delhi so much, so now my next question is, irrespective of the fact that won Delhi has not won any single title, what made you stick with Delhi so long? Why didn't you shift your favorite franchise from Delhi to some other, like Chennai Super Kings for say? Because Dhoni has won so many titles.
Oh well, I have supported Dhoni from like when he came to international cricket. I'm supporting him since at that time when he won World Cup 2020 for India. But
Right.
coming to Delhi, it had players like Virendra Sehwag. I like playing cricket, and I am a kind of an aggressive player, so I have always been following Virendra Sehwag for that. Uh, Delhi had AB de Villiers, Dilshan in the beginning seasons of IPL. I admired them too much. Uh, it also had players like Megra. I didn't go for the whole season performance. I like to go for a match by match performance of the team. So
Right.
seeing that Delhi has done pretty much, there are pretty bad lucks in the game where Delhi lost some big margins and some small margins, but they're just a part of the game.
Right.
So I like Delhi. I just supported Delhi for their performance in those matches, not as of the whole tournament. Delhi, we all know, hasn't done much good.
Right, right. So as a team, we can see Delhi in two parts. One is the Delhi Daredevils and another one is Delhi Capitals. So what do you see is the change between Delhi Daredevils to Delhi Capitals? So because some
The
of the
first and the
yeah, because some of the fans, when Deccan Chargers changed their name to Sunrisers Hyderabad, they didn't feel the same connect. So what was the case with you?
I think the Deccan Chargers changing the name to Sunrisers Hyderabad would bring more connection rather.
Right.
But in case of Delhi, like Delhi Daredevils and Delhi Capitals, the change wasn't that much. I always like, that's the young team. The Delhi Capitals is a young team. It has players like Shreyas, Rishabh, uh, Prithvi Shaw. They are all youngsters. So they have supported the youngsters. I like this thing about Delhi Capitals. They have always given exposure to youngsters. Talking about Delhi Daredevils, at the time there weren't many, like there were only big guns for Delhi. Virendra Sehwag. There was Shikhar Dhawan at that time was a new player. He played for the first season of IPL. He was also an aggressive player, so I liked him. Abraham Benjamin de Villiers, I liked his performance for Delhi Daredevils, but he was released. So just uh, coming, I like Delhi Capitals and Delhi Daredevils both same equal.
Right, right. So since you mentioned ABD Villiers, so it kind of so I was kind of recollecting the fact that once upon a time Delhi had Andre Russell, Delhi had ABD Villiers, Delhi had Shikhar Dhawan, Delhi had Sanju Samson, Delhi had Rahul Tewatia, and many of them are now playing for some other franchises. So as a fan, how do you feel that when you see your favorite players going from your favorite franchise to some other franchise?
And that's just the part of the game, like RCB had Marcus Stoinis in previous season that they just
Right,
released,
right,
and
right.
he just outperformed for Delhi Capitals this season. So that's the luck in the game. In some seasons a player performs, in other he doesn't. So you can just complain about that. You need to go which current players are playing in the team and their performance in the team. Yeah, I missed ABD Villiers, Dilshan, Andre Russell in Delhi.
Right,
But yeah, new players come, they have to, take the responsibility and move forward from there.
right, right. So Delhi has always picked an Indian captain to lead the team from the front. So is it one of the reasons that you feel that kind of connect with Delhi Daredevils or Delhi Capitals, be it Viren Sehwag's time or now Shreyas Iyer's time?
I don't do that because there was a time when Mahila Jayawardene was leading the team. Uh,
Right,
your our head coach is Ricky Ponting at current moment. So that's not the scene. The thing is that the regional support I gave and they give motivation to younger players. That's the reason I'm supporting it now. Uh, as I told that previously, I supported because of my favorite players, like the aggressive style they played in. That's all. I just don't see it the kind in like Indian captain is leading the team or foreign captain is leading team. The captain should always just lead from the front and give his best for the team and just take it forward from there.
right, right. So in that way, the Delhi Capitals has always shown the kind of team spirit that you talk about in cricket. And under the guidance of Ricky Ponting, Delhi Capitals beat not the first favorite, but for most of them, it has become a second favorite because of so many Indian faces. So that's what I also personally feel. So, but my question is previously people used to have the soft corner for Rajasthan Royals. So, Rajasthan Royals used to be the second favorite for most of the people. But right now, Delhi Capitals has become the second favorite team. So, what do you think is the reason as a fan?
For most of the people, they are just kind of fans, like whichever team's playing good, they have just a soft corner for their team. Most people don't analyze the performance, don't go on the past players and performances of the team. They just see that who's performing on the big screen right now. So
Right,
for me, I just didn't have a soft corner for Rajasthan uh, ever. Like never. I didn't even like Rajasthan Royals from the beginning.
right,
Though they are a good team. The Steve Smith, their captain. I like him very much. His class. I like that class. But still, just didn't have that thing for Rajasthan ever.
right, right. So, did you feel the same kind of connect that you feel for Delhi Daredevils or Delhi Capitals with Kings XI Punjab because you are from a Punjabi background, or you never felt the same connect with Kings XI Punjab?
I didn't do. I didn't feel like they are on like fourth on the list. I would say rather fourth, or I would say like fifth or My order will be like Delhi Daredevils or Capitals. Chennai Super Kings. Then there would be a tough fight for RCB and Hyderabad,
Right,
and then I think I would place Punjab there.
right. So going with your preference order, you have RCB up there, you have Delhi Daredevils or Delhi Capitals, but these two teams have never won a single title in their in so many years. So why do you think you still support these teams?
Well, basically, I supported RCB for Virat Kohli, but
Right,
after ABD was released from Delhi, he just went to RCB. So I just picked up RCB. But yeah, their performance, I also like their performance. Like not the whole team's performance. There wasn't obviously that much good. I like special players like Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, UZ Chahal, and they had a baller there, Dale Steyn. Yeah, Dale Steyn.
right,
He was just when it was his time, he was just the main pacer to go for any captain. I just like RCB. Like you said the soft corner. I had a soft corner for RCB there. It was just like that.
right. So when it comes to seeing the performance of your team, so do you think Delhi Capitals as a team has given you more happy moments as compared to Delhi Daredevils, or is it the other way around?
Delhi Capitals have been there for like 2 seasons only.
Right,
So we need to see what it does in the future performances. Delhi Daredevils was for long. I guess 9 seasons. I guess
right,
9 or I think it's 10 more than that. So Delhi Daredevils. I preferred the name Daredevils rather than Capitals.
right,
But seeing this, the young players, they how they have emerged. I am just you know being a fan of them.
right. So now when we talk about young players, so previously young players used to come out from Rajasthan Royals, and Rajasthan Royals had this knack of picking up young Indian talent and relying too much on overseas players. And Delhi Daredevils also had the same formula, that they had so many high impact overseas players, and then but they also had some experienced Indian players. Now Delhi Capitals has gone back to a completely different strategy, where they have so many young Indian players their batting lineup, but their bowling lineup completely relies on overseas players. So, as a fan, do you think that there should be a balance between overseas batsmen, Indian batsmen, and overseas bowlers, Indian batsmen, or whether the performance is the only key thing that matters?
That depends on what kind of batsmen you have in the team and the type of bowlers you need. That's just you need to have 11 players in the team and you can have four foreign players, so you need to manage that like accordingly. Talking about Rajasthan Royals, they haven't even won a title since 2008.
Right,
That was their only title. uh, so that strategy I think doesn't work, like bringing youngsters, because yeah, experience matters in the game. That's the thing what we learn from MSD, especially.
right,
Experience is what is valued the most. So that just depends on the pitch you are playing on, what kind of team you need. That's the matter what the coach should decide. That's and on the particular day, that's the what players' luck is. You can't just do anything with that. Well, especially if you ask what should be the balance, my go through response will be like if you have big guns like Shikhar Dhawan in the team, Shreyas Iyer, he is just coming up very greatly. Rishabh Pant, his performance has gone down for this season only, but
right,
yeah, we know that how we can single-handedly change matches. So in bowling, yeah, there are only nowadays it's more of a game like of a batsman. Batsman has more power. If you see that, like bowlers usually don't. We expect more from Bumrah. He is a world class bowler. Rabada, Trent Bolt, Bhuvneshwar as was he was injured. Shami also he did greatly, but his performance was not as good as we wanted it. Though he got wickets, but he gave too many runs. So there are weak points for the bowler in the game, I think.
right. T20 is definitely batsman's game, and most of the pitches are batsman friendly. So, so we kind of live
Most of
with
the
that.
pitches like Yeah, yeah. But in India, if you see that they are just turning pitches, India, we also saw in second half in UAE how the pitches were turning. So it kind of becomes a game of chehel when it comes to spinning, like spinners. But for a fast bowler, you need to be very, very much accurate. You need to ball on good areas, and you just have to depend on how's the game's day. Like you can't just say that that's my go through ball, I'll definitely get a wicket on that ball. Like googly can be a go through ball, it's most probably it gives you a wicket. Like for Rashid Khan, he bowls googly like out of six he bowls at least two to three deliveries he bowls googlies. But Bumrah can't do that. I'll bowl every ball Yorker and I'll get a wicket. So that's just some key areas.
Right, right. I completely agree with you on that. So my next question is, so there are two things that I was kind of thinking based on your answers. So first thing is that culture, and second thing is that your region. So whether culture is higher than region, or whether region is higher than culture. So your background is Punjabi, but you are supporting Delhi because of your region. But for some other people, they might be staying somewhere else, but they are supporting Punjab. So as a fan, what do you think a particular franchise should base their strategy on? Should they focus just on region, or should they focus on their culture?
For franchise or for fan?
For a franchise. So, for
See, for
example,
franchise, it has, yeah,
yeah. For
yeah.
example, if Kings XI Punjab is basically thinking just about their Punjab fans locally, so they will try to bring in more Punjab players. But right now, we see that they started with KL Rahul leading the team, and Mandeep Singh was not even part of their playing 11. So, do you think this kind of strategy impacts the fan following a particular team?
If teams were to go by this way, they won't be able to perform at that level. That's the international league now. If they would see that we'll all get the all Punjabi players in our team, we'll get all Bengali players, all Mumbaikars will come in our team. So
Right.
that would be an IPL. So that would just be as like that won't even be a game of cricket. That would just bring in quarrels in the game, that mine is better, or this is the thing, my state is better. Uh, for IPL, people just like support, for a Delhi person can support Chennai Super Kings. Some Chennai person sitting there, he will be supporting Punjab. So that's what I think matters the most.
So do you think bringing back Shikhar Dhawan, a Delhi player, he played for Delhi initially, then he went for Sunrisers, and now he is again back to Delhi. So a Delhi player playing for Delhi is more beneficial for Delhi than some other player.
If players started doing this, they won't be selected by other franchisees. So
Right,
Shikhar Dhawan, basically, personally, I love seeing him playing for Delhi Daredevils. David Warner also once used to play for Delhi.
right.
I went to see one match at Firozshah Kotla. He was just fielding at long on and or long off. I think he usually fields at that position only. He was taking some brilliant catches there. Uh, in the next season only, I think he was sold by Delhi. Like he was bought by Hyderabad only. Yeah, he was bought by Hyderabad. I was shocked to see that. Till now, I feel that David Warner and Shikhar Dhawan, they should be the opening pair. Like they were the best opening pair, I think. Though they were for Delhi Daredevils, I don't think Shikhar Dhawan and David ever played for Delhi together. But yeah, when they played for Hyderabad, I did think that yeah, they should be in Delhi. They should play together in Delhi.
Right, right. So you feel that Dil Se Dilli makes you a passionate fan of Delhi Daredevils or Delhi Capitals, and that should how Delhi should market themselves.
Most Delhites say this only. They like Dil Se Delhi. That's the like slogan for Delhites.
Right. So
Uh,
yeah. So the Delhi flavor is more with Delhi Capitals, or was it more with Delhi Daredevils? Because Capitals word kind of shows that, yeah, shows the Delhi flavor that Delhi wants to portray.
Daredevils. I told you, like, I personally like the word Daredevils more. Like,
Right,
it was kind of like more dominating word, Delhi Daredevils. So, but yeah, name. I guess it may bring some luck for players. It's just
right.
you don't have to see what's on the name. You have to see what's on papers, what their scorecards are, what their performances is. That's all, what should matter in more in the game.
Right. So, as a fan, you must have seen that Delhi has a knack of changing their jerseys season after season, and this season again they changed their jersey design. So, do you think that they should have a consistency in their jersey designs, or so that fans should stick with the team? And it also shows that they will not release players so often.
Yeah, the thing is not changing the jerseys or changing the colors. I don't think, but yeah, the releasing players so often, I think that might bring a change to their luck. They just don't like Chris Morrissey was like a great player, but yeah, the coach has to decide which all rounder they have to play with, like Marcus Stoinis or Chris Morris. They had to let one go to bring one more batsman or a bowler, a specialized batsman or a bowler in. Like they are now playing with Akshar Patel and Marcus Stoinis. They were just playing really great cricket down there.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think that jersey is the thing. What the players, what they do, that what matters the most.
Right, right. I think one last question before we end this segment here. So, if you become Delhi's brand manager and you want to show that Delhi is aligned with nationalism and that Atmanirbhar Bharat, and they have so many Indian batsmen or Indian players in their lineup, then how do you portray this?
Well, like if I had to make a team,
Right,
it's a tough choice. You don't to make a team like that's what their coaches are for. It's like so yeah. Well, I would spend days and months thinking about that. I would just bring some. I don't think all the Indian players would be making my side. There would be foreign players. So yeah, I don't. Atmanirbhar Bharat. I just think we should leave politics out of that and just concentrate on
right,
what's the
right.
best for the franchisee, and we have to give the fans what they deserve. Like the fans have been waiting for a title, a trophy. So
Right,
I would better be thinking about how can I give a trophy for to the fans.
right. So I guess one last controversial question before we end this interview. So who will get their first trophy first, RCB or Delhi?
Ah, like for Dil se, I would say Dil se Delhi. But yeah, there are chances for both of them. Kind of seeing their performance, RCB has just relied too much, like way too much on Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers. They have got in this season they have that pedicle also to support them, but yeah, they also need to bring some kind of balance in their team, which Delhi has shown in this season by bringing Marcus Stoinis. Shikhar Dhawan, though he has failed to perform in many matches, like not most in many matches this season, but yeah, we all know what he's capable of doing. And in bowling, Delhi has, I think, relied on Rabada too much. But this season, like how Norje came in, he bowled very great deliveries. Like he got the fastest ball of the tournament. He was also bowling on great line and lengths. I think a good player like Ravindra Jadeja, if Akshay Patel's performed to the capabilities of Ravindra Jadeja
Right.
and the openers, if they give more stable start to Delhi, I think Delhi will definitely go for a title.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think once Delhi starts playing with this team on Firoz Shah Kotla, they have Akshar Patel, they have Ashwin, they have Lamichane, then I think Delhi will be unbeatable.
Leaving Ashwin, I think if Rishabh Pant comes to Firosha Kotla in his best of form, you know how he can smash Jasprit Bumrah out of the stadium as well.
Right, right,
I think he will make more impact.
right, right. So it was great talking to you, and I hope that Delhi gets their maiden title very soon. I hope in 2021.
Uh, Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So
Fingers
thanks.
crossed to that one.
Yeah, thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking out your time and talking to us.